Hello, this video is all about motivation. Motivation simply means being committed to doing something. It's the reason why you behave the way you do. Have a look at the cute little cat picture and can you tell me what it means? Final bit of year 11 now, so 2.3, 2.5.3, and we're just looking at the importance of motivation. You have to link it to things like how it attracts employees, how it keeps employees, and how it sort of boosts productivity. And we're going to go through some of these key terms. So I'll explore motivational methods. For grade 4 or 5, you need to discuss more than one different motivational method. And then link it back to retaining and attracting employees. I'd be really impressed if you can think and recommend a method of motivation in a certain scenario. So there's two ways of motivating staff. One is through financial motivation and the other is non-financial motivation. Before you move on to the next bit, pause and just have a few seconds to think about, can you name two of each type? Did you get any of these right? So we've got bonuses, commission, car and phone. All of them are worth a monetary value. They cost the business. They have to buy that for your staff. So if you got, for example, if I got a teacher laptop and that was given to me as motivation, that would be a financial motivator. Non-financial motivation tends to come from things that are very low cost and enrich you as a person and tend to change how you feel. So things like job rotation, job enrichment, which I'll just explain shortly. Autonomy, which means independence. So someone's let you go off and do something on your own. So it's about trust, praise, empowerment, them kind of themes. So the reason why we use job rotation is because some jobs are boring, quite frankly, boring. So this is a picture that I found online, and this is just somebody quality checking some food that goes across the line 7.5 hours a day, and you're just looking for any imperfections, picking them out, putting them in the bin, that type of thing. Boring. So what that would mean is to motivate a member of staff, what you do is you do job rotation. Yes, you're going to do that boring job for a couple of hours, but then don't worry, because you will be in the office and you'll be doing something else. Then you might be on the computer, then you might be having a meeting. So by making your job more varied, it might make an employee happier, because if they weren't happy and if they were literally looking at that line for 7.5 hours a day every single day, then soon you pretty much think that they'll be handing in the notice and going somewhere else. So you've got to make sure a job is varied. So one way of doing that is job rotation. Job enrichment is slightly different. Sometimes a job might be very boring, but you might feel that you're not mentally challenged enough. So you're not using your abilities, using your creative skills. It might be you're not speaking to anybody. So what we need to do is make sure that employees have a personal challenge, so they feel like they're achieving, they're growing, they're developing in their career. So here's a little image I found on the internet. So a great variety of work, like job rotation, but then making sure that you're using higher knowledge and skills. So maybe pushing yourself a little bit, giving you some autonomy, more independence, more working for yourself, managing your time. Maybe giving you work experience in an area that you wouldn't normally be in, chances for personal growth, so maybe learning a new thing, and then that responsibility would mean that you are enriched as a person, so you're able to grow and climb the career ladder, and then you'll value your job more, so therefore staff will be less likely to leave. And with job enrichment, it might mean that they'll think, wow, I might work for that factory, because yes, I'm only a factory worker, but I don't know that they'll support me in getting my whatever qualification or experience. The benefits of motivated staff, whether you do that financially through rewards and bonuses, or whether you do that through making the workplace a better place, it would increase productivity. So you'd like to think that people would do more and work harder or faster. Maybe less mistakes, maybe because they're more educated, they're not going to get that company car if they do make a lot of mistakes. Absenteeism will be lower, so you've got less disruption in the business. You'll have more ideas because you're willing to listen to members of staff, and lower staff turnover. So staff turnover just means that people handing in the notice in and then you're having to get new staff members in. Little bit of a meme there for you. Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. So what I want you to do is pause it now, 12 minutes, analyse the impact of a business like Tesco in awarding bonuses to staff. That would be a 12 marker. You'd be expected to draw in a lot of knowledge from all the other units in order to answer that. And if you look at my other videos on how to answer a 12 marker, that might help you with some structure. These are just some notes that I've scanned in from the GCSE business book. So these are advantages of using bonuses. So you should have been using that in your question. So pause that, make notes if you would like. And these are the disadvantages of giving bonuses. Obviously, one of the biggest disadvantages of financial motivation is the fact that it costs the business a lot of money, that's all. And not everybody is motivated by money. Some people just want to enjoy themselves, get up in the morning and like going to work. Before I end the video, just want you to think about what motivates you, what gets you out of bed, what makes you do something that maybe you just don't want to do. So for example, what makes you revise, what makes you walk the dog in the rain. And see you later.